Hi.
Hello.
Welcome back to the Real Deal podcast. My name is Rosemary. Today, though, I'm Charlie Cardinal. I just said this, but people have been thinking I'm a chicken or an angry bird, and I've used this joke like 500 times, but I'm going to say it again because when people get my costume wrong, then I become an angry bird.
Which Angry Bird, though?
The angriest because they're getting my costume wrong, so I'm like mad.
Oh.
Yeah. But you should introduce yourself. Tell me your name, who you are, why you're here, and then your costume.
My name is Seth Purvis. Do I introduce what I am for this show?
Whatever you want.
Oh, cool. I'm the head writer for BSU The Real Deal's main show, so that's mainly what I do. I don't have a costume because I'm poor. I went to Spirit Halloween, and that is a lot of money. So I'm just wearing brown.
But so your costume is brown?
So I'm fifth wheeling for two couples.
Okay. Just today, or in general?
For Halloween.
Okay.
One of them is going as Velma and Shaggy, and the other is going as they're going as Plants vs. Zombies. So if I just wear all brown, I can be both Scooby-Doo and that walnut at the same time.
Okay.
Because you can't spell nutrition.
So you're a
nut.
Scooby Walnut.
Yes, okay. I am. That is the closest I could get to a costume.
I forgot we have our coloring sheets today. It's this picture of Seth, which you can find on the Real Deal Instagram, by the way.
There's a story behind this picture,
too.
Please
tell me.
So...
While I start coloring.
In my Media 115 class that I had last semester, one thing that our teacher always had us do for projects was make behind-the-scenes photos. And for the last one, we did...
For the last what?
For the last project that we had.
What was the project?
It was a project for using Adobe Dimension, which is using a bunch of 3D assets and stuff to create a 3D space. And we had to do it by ourselves. So I was just I have full creative freedom on what I want this to be. So I had my friend do a photo shoot of me crying in the shower, fully clothed in the fetal position, which is what this is.
For a reason? Or that's just where your creative took you?
That's just where my funny little creative thoughts.
And this was your final project?
This was for one of our final projects of the year, yes.
And how'd you do?
I passed the class. I forgot what grade I got, but I probably got an A.
Yeah.
It was a TA that was grading it, so they weren't that harsh.
Yeah. So, have you ever done a Halloween costume, or are you always brown?
Yeah, I've done Halloween costumes in the past. I think one of my favorites was there was one year when I was probably 9 or 10.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my friend went as Mario and Luigi.
Which one were you?
I was Mario.
How'd you decide that?
So just like Mario and Luigi, where Mario was older but shorter and Luigi is taller but younger, that was the exact same relationship me and my friend had.
That makes sense.
So I was Mario and he was Luigi.
What year are you? Sophomore?
Yes, I'm a sophomore.
So what did you do last year? Because it was hard for me when I was in the dorm to actually come up with a costume. I just did whatever I had in my closet because I didn't have a car and stuff.
Yeah.
So did you do anything?
I started a rewatch of Game of Thrones.
I love that show.
It is a very good
show. I
show.
watched it in high school, and none of my friends would watch it with me, which was kind of annoying. But also, it was kind of nice to just do it by myself.
Yeah.
But I kind of I got really into it, and then when I finished it, it was summer after my senior year, and I since then I just haven't watched TV or read books by choice or anything because I just was so into that, and I feel I haven't found anything that I want to commit to like that again.
There was another funny thing that happened around Halloween last year for me. I did a rewatch of all the live action Spider-Man movies. And over a weekend around Halloween, and then that Monday, I saw a guy who was just dressed as Spider-Man on campus, and I was like, oh my god, I summoned them.
That's true, you did.
I did.
It was a bat call, but for Spider-Man.
Yes, a spider call, if you will.
Yes. So yesterday you were talking about how you were a scare park actor.
Yes, I was a scare actor for one summer.
Not
summer.
I was gonna
one
say,
season.
That'd be extra scary. They just hired you to scare people away.
Get off our land.
Like just a scarecrow, not even a scare actor. Like they just hired.
I didn't
you
even
on
have to
the
dress
farm,
up for it. They were just like, just stand here and we'll pay you $20
make
a day.
this face, and then you're good.
Yeah.
So how was the actual interview process like? What did that even look like? How did you find out about the job, and then what was the interview process like?
So I found out about the job because I had a friend that had worked there the previous season, and they were like, you would probably enjoy this a lot. And I was like, I made the mistake of believing them that I would enjoy it a lot.
Well, it seems like it would be fun.
Yeah, it does seem like it. It's not.
Do you think it was your specific place that made it bad, or just in general? Scare parks.
I mean, I can only speak for that one specific location, and I can say that I probably didn't have the best experience for a lot of reasons. Getting into like what the interview process was like, it was pretty simple from what I remember. It was just, just like a basic interview, just like instead of it being in like a cookie cutter office space, it was in what looked like a rundown cabin.
Where? Just like.
It was in like this warehouse off of like the main street of my town where I grew up. Uh-huh. The only real like part that would be considered like unique to trying to be a scare actor is that they're like, all right, you're going to go into this room and we're going to give you like 2 minutes to think about what to do. And then we're going to walk in and you need to scare the living crap out of us.
Really?
Yes.
And it was just you?
It was just me.
Were there other people there?
There were no other people. Was
it like a panel of people interviewing you, or just like
yeah, it was a panel of people there. I think there were 3 people who were like the ones that ran the haunted house.
Yeah. So what went through your head when they put you in that room?
Well, being the creative person that I was, I looked at my surroundings, which was like, it was like supposed to be like a haunted attic.
Okay. Was it upstairs actually?
No, it was like the way that the haunted house worked, it was just like a bunch of different rooms that you moved through that each had different themes.
So it was inside.
Yeah, so it was inside. And I was just like, okay, haunted houses are not like all about, not really scaring, but startling is kind of like what they do. And I feel like when it comes to that, especially since like I have, like I'm given no makeup or any costumes or anything. Yeah. I'm just wearing the regular clothes.
All you have is the moneymaker. Yeah.
All I have is this brain right here, this screwed up piece of weird meat. And that was a weird way to phrase my brain.
Yeah, it was.
My cooped up little gray matter.
Okay.
So I decided I was just going to startle them as soon as I possibly could before they like were lulled to any kind of false sense of security.
Yeah.
So I found this little hole in the wall that's right in like the entrance, and I just waited there behind a couch and just looked through the wall, through that hole in the wall until they walked by, and then I grabbed out my hand and made it the weirdest sound that I could come up with my voice.
Could you do it for us?
Huh?
Could you do it for us?
Sure, why not?
And did they react?
Yes, they were quite scared. They did not expect it to come that early.
Yeah. That's a lot. So did they hire you on the spot?
Yep, they did. They hired little 16-year-old me, and I ended up being a swamp monster. I got to do it in the same room as my friend too, and
that's fun.
Yeah.
Was it the same friend who recommended it?
Yes, it was that same friend. They were the only person that I knew previously to working there.
Yeah. And that was fun?
No.
Oh, okay.
Terrible experience.
So why was it not fun? Or what? Okay, first, I'm sorry. I'm really curious about the whole process.
Yeah.
But what was the the training like?
I don't remember a lot of the training. They didn't really give like a lot of training, like because they pretty much expect, the type of people that do this are not beginners a lot of the time. They're people that just do it.
Like scare people in their free time?
Pretty much, yeah. Okay. There's a very certain subset of people that decide
they want to do that. Yeah.
And I am not at all a part of that subset of people.
Yeah. So did you feel out of place from the other workers?
Yes, mostly because they were much older than me.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what was the age range?
The average age range was probably like late 30s to mid 40s.
Really?
Yeah, huh.
And did they do this like part time, or you think this was like their profession?
I would guess part time, but I was I was a 16-year-old kid with no parental supervision there, who only knew one other person there that was also 16.
Uh-huh.
So I kind of just kept to myself.
Yeah.
And didn't really talk to anyone, so I have no idea like what they were doing outside of this.
Yeah. So what was so bad about it?
Okay, so I want you to picture this. So you're wearing, so it's in the middle of COVID, first of all. So you're forced to wear all black, like to cover head to toe. So I was wearing black shoes, black sweatpants, a black hoodie. I had a black face mask on. They put black eye paint on me to like cover like all my eyes and stuff. I had black gloves on, and then on top of all of that, I also was wearing a ghillie suit because I was a swamp monster.
Right.
So imagine that for 5 hours straight without any breaks.
What?
No food, no water.
Except for the swamp water.
I mean, I wouldn't drink it.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just that for 5 hours, and you constantly hear people screaming, and you're screaming at them, so you get a headache.
Yeah. Did you lose your voice?
I wouldn't say I ever like full on lost my voice. I definitely
Like
my
scratchy?
voice. Yeah, it was definitely scratchy by the end of the night.
And this is the time of year that people get sick. Like I'm getting over being sick, but that makes me more sniffly. So I feel like that would just make it more, like, emphasize it if you're like screaming at people all day long.
Mm-hmm.
So were you sick ever?
No, I don't think I ever got sick.
Okay.
Which sucks. It would have been a great excuse to not go.
Yeah. So how often did you work?
I worked the weekends, which this was the worst part. It was the pay. So they paid me $25 a night for 5 hours of work. So I want you to do that math about whether or not you think that is above or below $7.25.
Well, it's below.
And yes, they did take out taxes. So probably not legal.
Did they pay you in cash?
Nope.
Why did you accept the job?
Because I was a dumb 16-year-old kid.
Did you know the pay beforehand?
Yep.
And you just thought it would be fun, probably?
It was a dumb 16-year-old kid that thought it would be fun.
Well, I would have thought it would be fun, too, especially if you were doing it with your friend.
Yeah.
So, did you ever, like, scare anyone really bad? Like, who do you think the most scared person was? Or does it not really stick out like that?
It was so long ago that, like, a lot of, like, the memory, like, a lot of, like, specific people probably don't stick out that well.
Yeah.
But I remember that it was always the most fun to scare, like, grown-ass men.
Yeah. Did you target people?
I wouldn't say I targeted people unless I knew them. There were a couple times when people that I knew came in there, and that was always fun.
Yeah.
The process of like the kind of room that I had was very fun to interact with. It was what I would do is, because I was a swamp monster, I would just hide among the foliage in this very dark room, and people were going to be forced to walk over a bridge that actually had like water below it.
Where were you in, like, when people go into the haunted house? Were you near the beginning or near the end or like the middle?
I was probably near the beginning. I think I was like one of the first rooms that people.
Because I feel like that affects how people react.
Yeah, but people would, like, when I saw that people were about to go onto this bridge, I would flick a switch and it would turn on this waterfall that would go like right next to the bridge. And then as soon as people were like in the middle of the bridge, I would jump out, do that little roar thing that I did earlier.
You did the same one.
Yeah, and I would push a button. Signature. Yeah. And it would tilt the bridge towards the waterfall.
Oh. Did people fall?
No one ever fell. There were a couple times when people almost lost their phones, but, that's their fault. We told them.
Sign a waiver.
Well, yeah, we had them sign a waiver and say, hey, probably don't want to have, electronics out or anything like that. Please don't have your flashlight out, as it kind of ruins the entire experience for you and everyone else.
So do you like going to haunted houses or scare parks or anything like that?
I don't know. I haven't been to a lot. I've always been open to the idea.
Yeah. But you have never?
I've only ever gone to one, I think.
Did you ever go through the one that you were a part of?
No.
Was it only open on weekends?
I was there every day that we were open.
Oh, wow. That's a lot. So if you could make your own scare park, what would you put in it?
If I could make, I would love to make like the most realistic version of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid haunted house park from the first book.
What was in that?
They had like a very complicated they had like a very complicated map that we weren't able to get through. It had like a lake of blood with like a sharks, and you had to like walk over the top of it while sharks snapped out of you. They had like a hall of hands with like hands that would jump out and try and grab you. They had like this very complicated park, and I would love to like actually put it to fruition.
Yeah.
And like see it in all its glory.
So you would not work at a scare park again?
No, I do not.
Unless you made it yourself.
Unless I made it myself, and if I did make it, I would make sure to pay people at least minimum wage.
Yeah, more than $5.
Yes.
So if that, you wouldn't say that's like your least? Wait, what's the opposite? Like the job you would like the least? Like out of all the jobs in the world, what job do you think you would hate the most?
What job do I think I would hate the most?
Yeah.
No, I've worked a lot of jobs.
Yeah, how many jobs have you worked?
I barely even count that haunted house one because it was so illegal.
Yeah.
And then I've also I worked for 2 years at Culver's.
Ooh, I love Culver's.
And
but how was that? Not good?
No, I really liked that experience.
Okay.
I learned a lot there. I grew a lot as a person. I really enjoyed that experience.
That's good.
And then I spent the previous summer I spent working at a Papa John's.
Yeah, I remember you said something about chickens running around with their heads cut off. Not literally, but you feeling like that?
No, it was a great experience, and I'm totally not just saying that because this is going to be put on the internet.
Yeah, I don't think my mom, who is our one viewer, will send it to Papa John's, but
who knows?
True.
Who knows?
So yeah, what would your least favorite job be? Sorry, I'm really sniffly.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I mean, you barely even have a nose right now. You just have a beak.
It's true. My beak.
Your funny little beak.
My beak is congested.
If there was I think like a job that would just really suck the soul out of me would probably just like being a guard of something.
Like a lifeguard?
Not like a lifeguard, but just like a guard of like you
like
have to protect
guard?
This thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That like those kind of jobs where like you don't have to actually do anything.
What's something that you would do it for? Like whatever you're protecting you love so much that it would make it worth it.
If I was a lifeguard at the museum from Night at the Museum.
A security guard?
Yes, but only if everything actually turns out to be alive at night. If that's the case, then I do it because that's exciting.
Yeah.
But like if it's just a regular security night guard thing, no, I do not want to do it because it would suck the soul out of me with the blood.
Yeah, true. Speaking of, well, I'm not going to say that. But do you believe in ghosts?
Do I believe in ghosts? No, I do not.
Not at all?
Mm-mm.
Really?
Nope.
Why?
Because I don't believe in an afterlife.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So do you believe in aliens?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay. I mean, that's different. But
Yeah.
I'm just asking now.
I don't believe in like probably 95% of alien encounters.
Yeah.
But I think with how large this perceivable universe is and for how long it's been around, I think it is really arrogant to say that we are the only intelligent life or even the only life that's out here in the universe.
Yeah. So is there anything that you believe in that a lot of people don't?
Something that I believe in that a lot of people don't believe in.
Or like a superstition, something like that?
A superstition that I believe in, I used to not believe in it, and then I started believing in it because it started being true, was don't pick up a penny unless it's on heads.
Oh, what happened?
I kept picking up pennies that were on tails and then would get in trouble at my house, and I would get grounded. Not for that. It's just that, like, coincidentally, like, I kept getting in trouble for something.
Yeah.
Like, life eventually just caught up to me, like, as soon on that day. And so I was eventually just like, all right, no more picking up pennies unless they have heads.
So you don't now?
No, I do not pick up a penny unless it is on heads. I do not pick what.
Do you follow other superstitions at all? Or just that one? Would you walk under the bell tower?
Would I walk under the bell tower? Isn't there like a more like specific one? Like, don't you have to like
the bell tower that's here?
Yeah, isn't it like being with a couple or something like that?
No, it's just if you walk under it, you won't graduate in 4 years.
Oh.
Which I said maybe you could graduate in 3 years, but I don't want to do that anyway. But sorry, would you walk under it?
Probably not. Mostly just because like. That's such an easy thing to not
do. Yeah.
That I feel like going out of your way to do it is kind of just asking for life to punish you.
Yeah. Okay. So you would follow that, but maybe you're not super superstitious about it?
No, I'm not like I'm not going to stop other people from doing it. Like if they want to do it, that's their prerogative. Yeah. But like me personally, I'm not doing it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, is there anything else you want to say to the podcast before we go for this time? And show our coloring sheets.
Oh, we're already almost done. Wow, 20 minutes really does
I know, it flies by. Just like ghosts.
If anybody has a way that they can get me laser eyes, that would be awesome. I really, really would love to have laser eyes.
Here, I have you. Or I got you.
Yay! Okay. I also gave myself a version of it, although they might just be demon eyes. Because happy Halloween.
Yep. Thank you for joining us, Seth, and see you next time.